Hello, I am Test Drive and welcome to a brand new playthrough, let's play, whatever you would like to call it. This is another alternate version, similar to how I played the Xbox version of Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2. Today, we are starting a playthrough on the PS2 version of Test Drive Unlimited. If you didn't see, I have already played through the PC version of this game. It wasn't a great playthrough, so I might redo it sometime in the future. But funny enough, the PSP version, which is very similar to this PS2 version of this game, was actually my first version of Test Drive Unlimited in general, and that is actually where I got the name Test Drive from. Funny enough, was because I was playing that on the PSP back in the day, and I had to create a PSN account, and my brain was very small, as per usual, and all I could think about was the fact that I was playing Test Drive Unlimited on the PSP. So, yeah, we are going to be starting this game up. There is quite a bit different with this game compared to the Xbox 360 and PC versions, and we will go through all of that as we get to it. And yeah, that is pretty much the little intro I have for this game. So we are going to go ahead and start a new game. I know I already have save data because I've been messing around in this game on the PS2 for a bit now. And yes, I am playing on a real PlayStation 2, so we'll go ahead and hop into this. I do not want to go online because I can't really. You have to create an account, I believe, if I remember right. You had to create on the PSP, you had to have a PSN account and a account specifically for the game itself. So let's go ahead and run through our options real quick. We can go online, which I believe, like I said, right now your username and password, and yeah, it's like an actual account related thing instead of just being I think other games on the PS2 that were online just basically connected you to servers. But we have game options, about, and credits. So we'll go to the game options, and first off, what I want to do is go to the audio, and you probably can't hear anything in the background at the moment because this menu music that's playing right now is like the only copyrighted music I found that's actually from the OST of this game, and I actually can't change specific things about the music yet. Interesting. But I suppose we will just leave everything as is. You know what, sure, we'll do surround sound, why not? It just uses Dolby Pro Logic 2, so if you have a Dolby Pro Logic 2 receiver, it may have a little bit of surround sound. Anyways, controls, we can't actually change the configuration. There is a lot of things that a lot of buttons do in this game, including multiple things on singular buttons, depending on if you hold or just press them. Change our steering sensitivity, dead zone, turn on or off vibration. We can select our units, which I will be using Imperial, turn on or off autosave, and that is pretty much our options. I actually don't know what the about is. I guess the about is also part of the credits. Yeah, looks like it. So we'll look at that at the end of the game. But I suppose for now, it is time for us to start a new game. We cannot do a quick race because you have to start a actual save profile to do the quick race function, which is literally just a quick race, like every other game that's had quick race mode. But let us go ahead and get into the game and view our first cutscenes of the game.
The passengers for Flight 6814 to Honolulu are asked to please present themselves for boarding at Gate C. Ladies and gentlemen, please have your passports and boarding passes ready for inspection. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be shortly commencing our descent into Honolulu. The temperature on the ground is 77 degrees Fahrenheit with cloudy skies and 55% humidity. Can I ask you to fasten your seatbelt, please?
Aloha and welcome to Oahu for the third time now, because I played through the PC version of this game and also Test Drive Unlimited 2 if you haven't seen those playthroughs at all. This is the third time I will be playing around here on the Oahu map. Car rentals have a range of vehicles that can be rented at 30 or 60 minute periods. Get a feel for different types of cars without having to pay showroom prices. Interesting thing already that's different between this and the 360 version. The 360 version, you could rent a car for 10 or 20 minutes. But this is actually like 30 or 60 real minutes that you can rent a car for, which may come in handy as well. Unlike the 360 and PC version. I'm just going to say 360 version because it's the 360 and PC are the same, and then the PSP and the PS2 are basically the same. So just to clear up a little bit of confusion there. Also, there was a cutscene that played, well, actually, a portion of the cutscene that was cut out in this video because it was the same video cutscene thing that played in the intro video. So if you want to see that, you can watch the intro for this game that is also in the playlist that is linked in the description below. Anyways, it is time to start out our game the same way as the 360 version, which is figuring out a car to rent, which these are way different cars compared to the 360 version. There's no SSR, there's no... Was a Saturn Sky available? I think there was a Lotus Elise that you could rent in 360 version. We have a Viper, a Ford GT, and an Aston Martin DB9, and I think the SLK was actually a rentable car at the beginning of the 360 version. And another thing interesting is that this game uses credits instead of using a dollar money amount. So we have 160,000 credits to start out with, and our rentals cost anywhere from, looks like just under 3 grand, or no, 1,454 credits for the SLK 55, 3214. I don't know why they all end in 4. 3094 and 3534 for the Ford GT. You know what? I don't really see myself buying an SLK because it's going to be really expensive and probably not that useful. So let's use the SLK. We could use R1 to inspect the car, which is actually the exact same as the inspection mode or whatever you want to call it from the 360 version. And you can also go to the interior, which is a thing that this game has, even though it's on PS2, is that it has fully modeled car interiors. The PSP version does not have that. Of course, you can put up the windows, put down the windows, close and open the doors, so on and so forth. I don't think you can honk the horn, unfortunately. You can zoom out and zoom in. But we can also look at stats. We have basically the same kind of stats over on the right side as the other version of the game. And also, basically, I think this is all pretty similar to how the menu showed up in the 360 version as well, which gives you a ton of information on the car. So, yeah, so our credits are, or our cost is 1,454 for 30 minutes, as it says there, but we can also select 60 minutes, which seems to literally just double the money, which makes sense. I don't really need to even have this car for 30 minutes, let alone 60 minutes. So I guess we'll go for the 30 minutes, and we will go ahead and rent the vehicle. And there's going to be a lot of loading screens. But yeah, like I said, it's 30 minutes of real time. It's counting down on the top there. Interesting thing, headlights are on. Time to put your selection through its paces. Follow the route marked in cyan on your GPS to reach the challenge. Another thing that's different, but we'll talk about that in a second. So here we are actually in our game. We have different UI, although it's somewhat similar to the 360 version. We can look around the car, of course. If I tap the L2 button, I can turn the headlights on and off, which in the 360 version, you could flash your headlights, but it didn't actually turn like the actual headlights on, didn't turn the taillights on, anything like that. So that's interesting. Of course, because this is a rental car, it does have mileage on it already, 18,000 miles. The little thing in the top left, I will talk about in a minute once we do this. But the interesting thing here is that we are doing a challenge right away. Previously, on the 360 version, you would go to a car dealership, or you would rent a car to take to a car dealership to buy a car, then do a race. But here in the PS2 version, you are just taking a rental car out for a joyride, I guess. I should mention that this game was developed by Melbourne House instead of Eden Games, although Eden Games, I think, supported or provided a lot of the assets, of course. This is where the rubber hits the road. In challenges, you earn master points and credits. These unlock new challenges and allow you to purchase houses, vehicles, and performance upgrades. So yes, we have a point system, which is what that little thing in the top left of the screen is, and we will just accumulate points. You basically get points simply from driving. Like, you literally just get points for driving around, and then you also get more for doing other things, as you'll see probably even in this video. Or in this race, not this video. Maybe in this video. I don't exactly know how I'm going to split this up. There we go. We're getting a slipstream, getting a bunch of points off of that. And yeah, once we get enough of those, we will start seeing what they do more so. And also we get some from winning races, I believe, too. I don't know if there's anything else I need to specifically talk about quite yet. I'm just going to sneak on past the Skyline here. Yes, the Skyline is a on-disc car in the PS2 version, not a DLC car like the 360 and PC. There is definitely differences in the content. Again, I will talk more about that as we go through and as I visit car dealerships and do races and whatnot. But I am very excited to be playing through this version of this game because I never got far in it. Even though I had it for PSP back in the day, I didn't really progress like super far through the game itself. I kind of just used it to screw around because it was a PSP game and I didn't really care that much. So my plan, of course, is to 100% the game, and yeah, we'll see how long this takes, what kind of effort it takes, so on and so forth. And another interesting thing is that we have different music. Oh, I forgot to change things, actually, speaking of the music. I don't think that the music that was in there is going to mess anything up. But I ran a 134 Skyline 350Z Nismo S-Tune, specifically, not just the regular 350Z, and the Pontiac GTO in dead last. Time to purchase your own set of wheels, finally. Choose between 3 dealerships. So, we get to choose where I want to go to buy a car. And we have a slight difference in first cars here. We have the option of the Mustang, which was a higher class in the 360 version, especially compared to the Saturn Sky and the Alfa Romeo GT V6. So interestingly enough, there is no Chevrolets alongside the Saturns in this dealership. There's only the Saturn Sky. So unfortunately, this game is not going to be particularly like the easiest game ever to play through. So I'm thinking that the Mustang might be the best car out of these three, and I might just go with it because of that. For reasons I will talk about soon. But also we have the map here. As you can see, it is the whole Oahu map from the other version of the game. And we will be exploring it quite a bit over this playthrough. But yeah, we'll go ahead and go to the Ford dealership and probably pick ourselves up a Mustang once the game loads.
Your itinerary is
Good old
being
PS2.
recalculated.
Oh, we have to actually use a GPS. We can't just teleport there. GPS has plotted a route to the dealership. Follow the cyan line marked on your GPS to reach the showroom. Okay. But yeah, you'll notice that there is a, this is very similar map-wise to the 360 and PC version. Also, this dealership is like literally right here too, which is kind of funny. Not very far away at all.
You have reached your destination.
And we will go ahead and hop into here. Of course, the textures are a little bit lower quality because, of course, they are on a PS2 game. The music does sound like it's already kind of doing what I want it to do, but I will change that setting soon because, fun fact, this game does have a licensed soundtrack, but there's also an OST that the 360 and PC version does not include for some reason. Select a car to buy. Car dealerships offer a huge range of brands and makes. Earn credits to create a garage of your dreams. So funny enough, I barely am to afford a Ford GT because I still have 158k left, and the Ford GT is 176. Then our Mustang, we have a Mustang GTR. Shockingly, I would have expected it to be a higher class, but it is only C-class, interestingly enough. And then the Shelby Cobra concept car is also in here. I believe... Is there other cars? No, the Mustang convertible is missing. The regular Mustang GT convertible. So of course, as with the rental cars, I can go ahead and look around the car, open doors, put down the windows, look at the interior, so on and so forth. And we'll go ahead and look at our stats, because why not? Transmission is mechanical. There are mechanical parts in the transmission, apparently. That's kind of crazy. So it costs $37,499, and 49 miles per hour top speed, 300 horsepower, so on, so forth. So let us go ahead and pick it up. We can, in fact, change the wheels, just like the PC and the 360 version. I believe you can pick wheels that would be, or would add cost to the car, but I guess none of these do. We have quite a few options, actually. I kind of want these, actually. I like these wheels for some reason. I've always liked these on this generation of Mustang. And then our paint. Interestingly, if I change the color of the outside, it unlocks the interior to be changed. I don't know. Legend Lime. I remember a neighbor of mine back when I was a kid had a Mustang that was just like this. Same color and everything. The weird green color. Black, gray, torch red, red fire. I don't know why red fire is a darker red. And why there's torch and fire. Seems like similar things. You know what? I want to go with... You know, fuck it. Let's go with the Legend line. Why not? And then we have our interior colors, of course, because we do have an interior view. On the PSP, you did not get to change this for obvious reasons of not having an interior view. You know what? I like the brown interior. We'll go ahead and go with this. And go ahead and buy that.
Your itinerary is being recalculated.
And I know there's other things that I'm not mentioning yet. I guess I could just mention it. At the beginning of the game, or the beginning cutscene, you'll need a garage to store your vehicle. Drive to the realtor and select the house. Wow, crazy. But during the first cutscene, it was actually just a straight up cutscene that was a video in the console version, I'm going to actually change my options real quick. In the console, or in the 360 and PC version, you got to actually select a character, and then it was all, the entire cutscene was rendered in game. Not in this version though. You don't get to change your character at all. But I want to change the radio options because we have a bunch of options here. So we have TDU soundtrack, maximum beats, fat grooves, and chill vibes, which are all of the like OST songs. So these are all like specifically made for the game. And as far as I found, they should not get me copyrighted, which is great because there's no option to turn down only the menu music. And I want the menu music because I like the menu music of this version of the game. It's different. But I believe that these are all the same. I know at least the TDU soundtrack is all OST. So what I'm going to do is, because I can turn off all of the songs, because all of these should be included in the TDU soundtrack, which I'll just end up using for probably the entire game. So I will run through and do all of this real quick, and then we'll continue on once I... This game has a really good soundtrack, actually. Like, all of these rock songs were the ones... Like, this was the station I used as a kid playing this game. So I may have a bit of bias because of nostalgia, but I think all these songs are really good. And then we have Radio Classic, which is like literally like classical music. Radio DJ, which, fun fact, 2 fun facts. This song's in Forza Motorsport 2. This song plays whenever you install this game on PC. It plays through the installer, which is insane. And this song was not available to be played in the PC and Xbox 360 version, even though it was used in promotional things for this game. I believe the actual intro for the PC version has this song behind it, but you cannot play it while actually playing the game, which is very funny to me. We have all these. And then there's favorites, which you can add or remove stuff from favorites. I'm not going to worry too much about that. And yeah. Also, with the controls, believe it or not, there is no manual transmission in this game, in this version. You cannot use manual transmission at all. You are stuck with automatic, no matter what. Anyways.
Your itinerary is being recalculated.
Let us go ahead and go to a realtor to, I guess, pick out a house.
Your destination is 2 miles away.
I know I've listened to the OST of this game before while playing it, this version of the game. I mean, I guess it would be this game in general. I don't remember it much, though. It kind of goes hard, though. Like, it's pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. Use these buttons to access auxiliary menus. Yep, I can change the radio station. Well, I can't actually. Yeah, you can change the radio station and the song specifically you're listening to. You can... Nope, not that. You can turn traction control off, which I will probably just go ahead and do, because why not? And you can put the windows down or up, which I think it actually just made a sound of the windows going down or up. Oh, they went down.
Your destination is 1 mile away.
There's a lot of shit to talk about in this game. As you can tell, I've already talked my head off, and there's still more that I haven't even gotten close to covering. We can go ahead and look at our interior view, because again, this wasn't in the PSP version.
Your destination is
So it's actually really interesting that this version of this game has an interior view. And it's amazing that this game runs as well as it does on the PS2, considering it's on the PS2. Sure, it runs at 480i, but it also has widescreen. So, you know what? Not too bad. Alright, realtor time. The main idea of the game is basically exactly the same as the 360 and PC version as well. Select a house. Remember, you can buy more luxurious and spacious places as well as garages as you earn more credits. So yeah, we have our buy, exchange, sell, same as the 360 version. And we have, that house looks very familiar. Looks like that is the only one I can afford here, which is unfortunate because there was two options at the beginning of the 360 version. The menu music in this version of this game is so good. So I suppose, actually, we can do a virtual tour of any bit of the house that we're looking at, which is wonderful. I believe this is also a thing in the 360 version. Get a nice overview of the outside of the house, the inside, and the garage. Go through these a little bit quickly. No, let's look at the living room real quick. I'm curious about one specific thing. So this is actually, I guess, all rendered in engine. Interesting. I was wondering if it was a video or not. Alright, we're going to be seeing the garage a lot anyways, so let's go ahead and buy this house, which leaves me with a total of 21,000 credits. Time to settle in, follow the GPS path to your home. My home. Headlights. I really like that you can turn the headlights on in this version of this game. Also, if you hold down the headlight button, you honk your horn. I find that very entertaining.
Half a mile away. At the next intersection, turn right.
I have managed to make this a lot longer than I thought it was going to be, by the way, this first section of this game. But you know what? I have a lot to talk about, alright? It happens. I'm over 1,000 points already, too, which is cool. Oh. My house. Driver just chilling. Now you're all set. Your house provides you with a garage where you can store your cars. You'll receive messages in the news section and can track your progress in rankings. So yeah, there we go. We have received 5 news items. You can see there's club invites, which is something that is actually unique to this version of the game. Yeah, we can just look at our news. Congratulations on the purchase of your new home in Oahu. The island has a lot to offer for both novice and experienced racers. Once you leave the house, you will find many challenges throughout the island to test your skills, as well as many shops and spots to purchase new cars and upgrades. The island is yours to explore. Very cool. Go ahead and delete that, because why not? I'm invited to race at the Ford Owners Club, GT Racers Club, Club E, and the Muscle Car Club. And like I said, we will talk about those more as we move on through stuff. So, 1% completion done, 6 minutes played. I am a rookie, because the different ranks still exist in this version as well. And various other stats down there. And I can also see my best times in all of the different events in this game. And as you can tell, there is a few. And I don't even think this actually includes... I'm not sure that this includes the clubs. Interesting. But we will talk about more of that next time, because, yeah, I am going to leave this as it is, because we are going to be kind of diving into the deep end with this game, and there is going to be a lot going on, and a lot in each video of this game. But I guess the last thing I'll do is look at the garage real quick, because why not? Look at our Mustang in here. List all of our cars and which house they're at, what class they're in, so on and so forth. Select their car, and you can also look around the car in here, similar to the dealerships. You know what? I like the green with the tan interior. I'm gonna say it. I like it. I can't zoom in or out on this, though. Interesting. But I suppose that is where we'll leave this off for now. We're just getting started. There is a lot to cover in this game still. Hope you're excited, as I am.